Cheers. Good morning, iCoach family. What's going on, my friends? Guys, today coming at y'all with another podcast. This one is inspired by a client call that I just had, as well as really just a lot of different conversations that I've had here over the last few weeks. And the subject for today's podcast is this: is a past belief, right, which is now obviously still current, holding you back, right, from future results? And what I mean by this is I had a call today. This was actually, it wasn't a client call, it was a discovery call, right? And in this conversation that I'm having with this woman, we're talking about the fact that she has a goal of wanting to lose weight. She has about 40 pounds that she wants to lose. She's somebody that never struggled with her weight before kids, and since then have had 3 kids, and has struggled with her weight ever since. Okay. She was somebody, in fact, that she was so skinny before having kids that she would try to drink Ensures and protein shakes and do whatever she could to try to gain weight because she just couldn't gain weight. She thought she was too skinny. Now she's 40 pounds overweight and wanting to lose weight and is struggling with that and not able to, and actually starting to fall into the belief that, this is just how my body is supposed to be. This is just the weight that I'm going to be at. I'm not able to lose weight. Maybe I should look into getting surgery done. But ultimately she reached out because she knows that, getting surgery done is really just like trying to put a Band-Aid on something and not actually addressing the underlying root cause of her problem. Okay. And there's a lot of beliefs that she has, right, coming from her past and that have stuck with her to today, that are ultimately preventing her from being able to accomplish her goal. And through the conversation that we had today, we helped her to build a lot of awareness around these self-limiting beliefs that, in hope, it's going to actually allow her to overcome these struggles in order to start living her best life, right? And so one of the beliefs that she has is that she doesn't cook. In her coaching application, she put I don't cook, right? In our conversation that we had, we found out that she eats fast food, restaurant food for every meal of every day. She literally does not cook, period, right? And not only does this affect her, but it affects her 3 young children, her husband, right? Her whole entire family, right? Because she doesn't cook. Now, if you come into a conversation or you come into a process like wanting to lose weight, right, or starting to get healthy, learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, and you create a statement that is so definitive as to I don't cook, then you really have to challenge your beliefs, right? Because that story that you're telling yourself as to the fact that you don't cook is one of those self-limiting beliefs that is preventing you, right, from the place that you are today, right? The place that is struggling, the place that is lacking confidence, right? The place that wants to give up, right, on living a healthy lifestyle, to the place that you want to be, gaining that confidence back, being confident in your own body again, right? Being healthy, right? Being able to impact the lives of your children and help them to be healthy and help them to live a healthy lifestyle, right? And so we really had to challenge her in that, hey, it's not that you don't cook. It's just that you haven't cooked. You haven't learned how to cook. You haven't made cooking a priority. All right. Right now, cooking is this scary thing. It's this thing that you don't have time for. It's this thing that is way too complicated. It's this thing that you quote unquote, suck at, right? Every time you cook, you mess up. Every time you cook, it tastes like crap. Every time you cook, your family doesn't want to eat it, right? Very real struggles, right? I don't want to undermine her stressors or her struggles here whatsoever. These are very real. These are very real things that a lot of people struggle with, right? But the reality of it is through working with a coach, right, what I can help her to do is I can help her to connect the dots, right? I can help her to build confidence and develop the skill set of cooking and grocery shopping and meal prepping, right? And being able to feel confident that she can go whip up something really quick in the kitchen there in 10 minutes, rather than feeling like she has to go and drive through a fast food line at Panda Express, right? Because the reality of it is like, especially on the argument, I don't have time. Well, going to drive to Panda Express, wait for them to cook you the food and then drive back, that takes more time than just being able to cook up a quick little 5, 10, 15-minute meal inside your house, especially when you're working from home, right? In these COVID times, right? But there's a lack of belief, there's a lack of confidence, there's a lack of skill set, right? Which is ultimately making her spend more time going to grab food out. It's making her spend more money by, eating out for all of her meals, right? And it's also making her and her family more unhealthy because they're eating at places like Jack in the Box and Panda Express and Whataburger and McDonald's and all of these type of fast food restaurants, which clearly do not have your health in mind, right? So this brings me back to the question, and for those of you that are listening or watching here, right? Which belief, right, or skill or trait are you lacking that's preventing you from being able to accomplish your goal or your goals, right? Because it's one or more of those three things. It's either a belief, it's a skill, or it's a trait that you're lacking, right? That's preventing you from being where you are today and taking you to where you want to be. And this could be true in so many different ways. This could be true whether we're talking about losing weight. This could be true in terms of somebody that's struggling to build muscle. This could be true in terms of somebody that's struggled with things like type 2 diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure, right? Or any of these medical issues that we have 100% control over, whether we believe it or not, we do, right? But we just have to learn how to bridge the gap between, not knowing what to do to learning and then doing, right? And starting to become more and more consistent in this process, starting to make this more and more of a lifestyle change that ultimately can lead to you overcoming this struggle and transforming your body, right? Your health, right? And therefore your life. So beliefs are something that are tricky, right? We've got to be able to take a step back. We've got to be able to get out of our own head. We've got to be able to have these conversations, right? So that we can really have and see the 10,000-foot view of our lives, right? And what are the stories that we're telling ourselves that simply just aren't true, right? What are the self-limiting beliefs that are preventing us from reaching our full potential in life, our God-given potential in life, right? Overcoming the struggles that we have in order to live our best life, right? Happens to me, happens to you, happens to everybody. There are beliefs that are preventing us from being able to accomplish our goals, beliefs that are preventing us from being able to excel in the game of life. Carbohydrates, another example. There is a fear of carbohydrates. There is a fear that if you eat carbohydrates, you will gain weight, right? There's a self-limiting belief that carbs are bad. And these beliefs are formed over time, right? Through experiences, right? Whether that's trying keto and losing weight, right? Because you cut out carbs and then you stop doing keto and you gain that weight back. And so now all of a sudden you believe that carbs are bad, that carbs make you gain weight. But in reality, it's not that. It's that when you started doing keto, you stopped eating carbs, which therefore lowered your calorie intake, bringing you into a calorie deficit, which made you lose weight. Then when you started eating carbs again, that increased your calorie intake, right? Which made you gain weight, right? This is again why we've got to really think to ourselves, cutting out a whole entire food group, right? Low carb diet, low fat diet, low protein diet, right? Or even worse, cutting it out completely is not sustainable. And anything that's done that's not sustainable will always bring you back to where you started or worse. I could even translate this into other things like financial situations, like becoming successful in business, like becoming a great dad, a great mom, a great husband, a great wife, excelling in your career, right? So what I want to leave you with in this podcast, in this video, is start to challenge your current beliefs and start to ask yourself, what are the beliefs that are holding me back, right? What are some of the beliefs that are self-limiting, that are self-inflicting, that are self-sabotaging? Think about the goals that you want to accomplish. Think about the goals that you've had in the past that maybe you failed, that maybe you didn't accomplish, right? And think about how those beliefs have influenced that. Right? Because ultimately, our beliefs, our mindset, the conversation that we're having in between our two ears here, they dictate our life. They dictate our ability to accomplish our goals. They dictate our abilities to feel our best, to look our best, to perform our best, to have the confidence that it takes to excel in these different areas of life that we say that we want to accomplish the goals that we say that we want to accomplish. The power of belief is one of the most influential pieces of the puzzle that influences the narrative. What is your life? So I want you to have an action step here. Bring out a piece of paper, write down, what are the beliefs that are holding me back from future results? What are the beliefs that are preventing me from accomplishing my goals? And when you write these beliefs out, then I want you to ask yourself the question, is this belief a true statement or not? Is it really true? Or is it just the story that I've told myself? And as you start to break these things down, as you start to write these beliefs out, as you start to really question whether or not they're true, whether they're self-serving or not, right? Then you're going to have an opportunity. Because you're building awareness, right? You're going to have an opportunity to, number one, keep telling yourself the BS story, right? Keep telling this narrative that probably isn't true, right? Or to flip the script and take action on working towards overcoming that struggle, that challenge, that belief that's preventing you from becoming the person that you want to become or accomplishing the goal that you want to accomplish. My friends, do not let your past beliefs prevent you from reaching your God-given potential in life.